Hey, this is Sensibility Speaks. Welcome to my channel. Thanks for stopping by, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. All right, y'all, it is about that time. Let's sip some sensibility, shall we? So it seems like Carlos King has caught up with Miss Destiny Peyton, honey, and he is drilling the hell out of her. So my thing is, what is it that you're trying to get from the woman? Because you're damn sure asking her 50 million loving questions, trying to drill down to the bone and to the white meat, but we are here for it. So let's see what revelatory information she will divulge to Mr. King. And also, Carlos, are you trying to use reverse psychology on Destiny? And what the hell are you up to? We see you, but let's get into it.
Well, you had fired me at the reunion, so, you were about to lose your job. You were about to lose. Let me stop playing. No, seriously, yeah, you came hard at me at the reunion, Carlos, real hard. And
We'll get into that. Go ahead. We're gonna have a real conversation. This is not rap.
Okay, but I will say this is no, I wasn't fired. Because I feel like you get a bad rap about firing me, and that's not the truth. The truth of the matter, that's just actually it was contractual issues that had nothing to do with you. And you actually called me right before the season started, and you were like, "We're gonna do a reset. I really want people to get to know who you really are, like get into your real story." And so I want to let people know that Carlos was not, I felt like I was on chop block with it.
Oh, that's cool. My Detroit Destiny, honey. I am here for this. So look, I'm glad you talked about that. Listen, people like to throw so much shade my direction. They think I'm like this maniacal person who is super shady behind the scenes, and I do things behind people's backs, and I don't take up for this person, or I favor this person, and it's all of these weird things.
So, Carlos, you're going somewhere with this interview. It's serving a couple different purposes, and I'm about to reveal them in a minute. But let's continue. But hold up. Now, as far as Destiny getting fired, honey, that contract must have been some ish for you to walk away from your dream of wanting to be on TV, honey, because Lord knows you wanted to be seen, honey, name all up in lights. So they must have been like, you know what, honey, you ain't gonna get the good end of the stick unless you reveal who the hell you are on camera. Then you can get a better contract next season. So it must have been nickels to a dime or pennies or some shit. But let's continue.
We're gonna get into everything because one thing about us Detroit folks, we keep it real. So, obviously, a lot of people were like, Carlos fired Destiny. It's not fair. You should fire so-and-so. If you fired Destiny because she wasn't giving you story, then you should fire this other person or these other people for not doing what Destiny got fired for, allegedly. So I'm happy you said that. And look, at the end of the day, you and I had almost an hour-long conversation before we started filming this current season of Love and Marriage Huntsville. And I don't take that lightly. I'm a very busy guy. And to take an hour of my time to talk to any of my cast members, I do it because I love you all dearly. And I always want people to feel like they have somebody they can vent to and who can sort of guide them. So before we get into our conversation, I want to go back to the reunion. Did you think I was hard on you at the reunion?
Absolutely.
First of all, I go hard on everybody. So that's... I'm just telling you. But I'm asking you directly. Do you think I singled you out and I don't go hard on other cast members?
You have your moments. Absolutely. I don't think you singled me out, but I definitely felt the fire. I was in the hot seat.
Because you deserve to be in the hot seat.
Oh. Why Carlos the King?
Hell yeah, your ass deserved to be in the hot seat because you won't revealing any information. So he said, if I can't get it when the camera's rolling during filming time-ish, I'm going to get it now. Shit.
You don't think it was warranted?
Maybe I'm biased because it's me.
No, look, and we're going to have a real good conversation today. I love you. You know that. And you tell me if I say anything that isn't accurate. You know that I love you.
Listen, one thing I want to say, too, is that you know some deep secrets and you have been very protective of them. And I want to thank you for that. You know way more. I mean, it's never been put out there. I've never heard it back. So when people say you don't protect people, that is absolutely untrue.
Okay, boom. Let's get into it. So, what is the deep, dark secrets that Carlos is protecting? Does it have anything to do with that revenge P allegation that your buddy, that goddamn dim-witted ass Martiana busted down? Did he show you the video of him and Melody? Did he reveal the diabolical plot that he was scheming and scamming with old Slaw? Did he tell you about that? Okay, I don't know. This is just alleged, and in my opinion, or did the deep dark secrets have anything to do with your divorce decree with LeBaric? Okay, maybe it has something to do with that. I don't know. But part of it is, I think you were telling Melody Cherie's business, and Carlos, he ain't stupid enough to put something out there that's going to get his ass into legal trouble, as if though he ain't, I ain't going to go there. But anyway, yeah, so I'm wondering, does it have anything to do with Melody Cherie? Were you telling her business, trying to get her thrown under the bus? But let's continue.
Yeah, no, people say this all the time. Well, thank you, my Destiny. People love to say Carlos doesn't protect people. He does protect. Y'all don't know what I do behind the scenes.
We know you protect Martell Hope. Oh, Martiana busted down. We know you protect his arse.
I hear that narrative because at the end of the day, we don't care. I tell people all the time, being on reality TV is not easy.
Thanks for saying it hard.
It isn't. It's a lot. It's a lot, especially when it comes to some. And it's a small sector. They're just loud. But it's a small sector of audiences from Love and Marriage, Huntsville, who do the most.
So, Carlos King, I know you ain't talking about the millimeters because the vast majority of us are critical thinkers. Some are retired, some are still heavy into their careers, but are level headed nonetheless. Now, you do have a sector of people who are ignorant as a motherfucker. Okay? Didn't mean to cuss, but ignorant as F. Just like the people who support Tisha, Wanda, and all of those shenanigans and the bullshit that they used to do. You got whole damn social media pages just ripping Melody to shreds. You talking about them ignorant motherfuckers? You talking about them? Were they lowbrow, low vibrational artists? You gotta be talking about them. Let me continue.
I used to be in the comments. No, hold up. I used to be in the comments with Millie. I used to be. And you was like, no, read comments. I'm like, I can't. Listen, who do they think they you too? But listen, after I was blocking people for 30 minutes one day, 30 minutes, Carlos, block. I was like, man, I was supposed to be in the gym 25 minutes ago, and I'm blocking people. You know what? God said, if you prepare a table in front of your enemies, I can't let y'all see everything that God is doing for me if you can't see. So come and sit at this table. So I unblocked so many people.
No, chick, you unblocked all them damn people so you can have some followers. You trying to get your weight up and trying to have a large mass following. And if you block them, they probably unfollow your ass. Girl, bye.
Come on, watch it.
No, let's watch it. They watch me host the reunion, and you said I was hard on you. So let's get into that. let's go back to that. The reason why I said it was warranted is you had a lot of story last season. You are a star, and I feel that way. I adore you. I love you. Me and the other producers would single-handedly fight for you to have a voice on the show.
So I'm not going to argue the point whether or not Destiny has the it factor or star power. The thing is, you came in on a show that already had a star. You came in on another woman's dream that came to reality and to fruition, and that's Melody Cherie. And see, you dovetailed behind her, and then you wanted to knock her off of her throne, so to speak. You can't come into another person's vision, okay, and then knock them off like you and Letitia both tried to do simultaneously and at different times, as well as the other cast members. That's the problem, Destiny. So it was best for you to launch your stardom and do your thing elsewhere, or play your position, okay? Get in where you fit in. But I'm going to get into this a little bit more deeper when she started talking about Melody. So let's continue.
The reason why I was hard on you is because, and I said this to you, and I'm going to say it publicly. The show is called Love and Marriage, a show about couples. At the beginning of the seasons 1, 2, and 3, the inception of the show is about couples. You came on the show with your ex-husband, and although at the time your husband, at the time we were like, oh, this would be a fun addition to the show. You and your ex divorced. I still was like, no, Destiny brings a lot to the show. I made you the first friend to the show, a show that was about couples. I loved you, believed in you so much that I said, although she's divorcing this man that she came on the show with, I am invested in Destiny. And if I'm being honest with you, and I did say this to you privately on our phone call, we'll get to that too. I said, Destiny, I gave you this opportunity that you deserved, And I felt like you weren't living up to my expectation, the producer's expectation, and the expectations of the audience because you were very guarded.
Destiny, you blew the opportunity because you're your own worst enemy with your stank ass attitude. And you picked the wrong team, sis. You turned on the one who had your back. But we'll get in it.
And that to me was the reason why I had to go hard in terms of asking the tough questions because I wanted more from you, Destiny, and I felt like you weren't meeting me halfway.
Okay.
How do you feel about that?
I feel there's some fairness in that statement. I also feel like there were moments that I felt I was giving, and maybe I wasn't. But I felt that, and also I was in so much. I wasn't me. Like last season, I watched myself not be myself, and to look back at it now in the healed space that I'm in, I can see that. But I was guarded because I was confused about where I was in life. I was healing from the divorce, everything that was going on. And I really didn't even know that I wasn't giving. I didn't know in the moment. And so now I'm in a different space, baby.
Honey, and the lie detector detected that you are lying and you are not healed, and it will show as we dig a little deeper into this interview. And the reason why you weren't giving your story is because you were so focused on Melody, Cherie, and Martell's story. B.I.
I can say some of that was true, but I really didn't know how to give you story in a safe way. I just didn't know how to do it.
And one thing that I know in my history of producing reality TV across all of my shows on my resume is that when a woman goes through a divorce, it's the most devastating time of her life. When I was working on The Real Housewives of Atlanta and Nene Leakes was divorcing Greg Leakes, may he rest in peace. And it was my first time experiencing a woman going through a divorce in real time, and we're filming. And me and Nene got into a lot of heated discussions. I'm like, what are you doing? And it took her to say to me, I don't think you understand that I'm going through a divorce. And I don't know who I am anymore. And I'm now realizing that may have been who you were because I know that happens to some women on reality TV who are going through a divorce. It's like a death, I've been told by several people. And that is something that I wish you and I would have come together and spoken about the time. Because I now looking at you see that when you were going through your divorce and you were filming last season and you even say to yourself, I looked at myself and I'm like, I don't even recognize this woman. What were you going through that you're now able to say, oh, this is what I was feeling at the time, and that's why the audience wasn't connecting with me?
I was being very protective of the situation that I was going through. And it was a lot of things I was walking into from sitting with my attorneys for custody battles and sitting with my attorneys for another motion being filed against me. I'm being served by a processor. So I feel like I have PTSD. You know how many times I got served during that season?
So here's my thing. I don't doubt in the least that Destiny was experiencing some form of PTSD because, divorce, they say, is likened to death. And you have to go through the 5 stages of the grief process. So, and maybe her defense mechanism may have been to be aggressive or to come across as bitter. I don't know, because maybe as she was processing and going through the various stages, maybe other parts of her personality became more pronounced. But I do think that she's aggressive by nature. And that's not to say that she doesn't have a softer side, but you also have a very jealous spirit too, which is about to show. But even with that, you could have been vulnerable. And even though you may have been sanctioned not to discuss LeBaric specifically, but you could discuss the circumstances without saying Obama's name. Okay. I don't know how she could have navigated around that, but yet too, he's a professional and he had an interest to protect. And maybe that's why he didn't want the circumstances discussed. Or maybe his ass was being bitter, putting your ass in a chokehold, limiting what you could discuss. I don't know. But let's continue. But I do feel like you could have at least shared, I was in a marriage, I'm no longer married, and this is how I feel about it. But let's continue.
The process was beating on my door.
What?
It was a lot, and I couldn't talk about it because legally, in my divorce decree, and to clarify, in my divorce decree, it says I can't speak about my ex-husband on Love and Marriage Huntsville, and I had to really sit in I didn't even know I had to accept it first. First, I didn't even accept it. And when it started to become a reality to me and what I was sitting in and what I was going through in the divorce, and then it was just constant motions being filed. Once I acknowledged it, once I spoke it, I spoke to you about it in private, and once I really realized that, hey, this is the reality of your life, this is the choice that you made. Now being on the other side of that and accepting that and healing from that and speaking to other women and helping them heal from certain situations has given me my strength back.
So I'm hearing conflicting stories. I heard in the divorce decree that she was not to mention LeBarrick's name, but no one barred her from specifically discussing the circumstances of the marriage. Which is it? But in any case, if that is the case to where you really couldn't, or by you discussing him, that it would have been implicit everyone knows who your husband was, and by default they would know it's LeBarrick. So why did you even film the show if you weren't in a headspace to actually do so? And Kingdom Reign and Carlos, you're to blame too, because if you knew she couldn't talk about certain aspects of her life, then shit, maybe you should have waited a minute until the dust blew over, court proceedings ended, and what have you. I don't know. So I just don't think you should have been on the show at that time. And then on top of that, that's why you were all in Melody and Martell's damn business, because you felt in your mind, be it contrived or not, that you couldn't discuss your situation. Child. Anyway, let's continue.
When you were going through that situation last season, who did you have to lean on to emote? Because what we didn't see on camera was you emoting to the cast members. Kimmy said, like, girl, we're trying to pull things out of you. And
Kimmy was trying to be nosy. That's the difference.
You think Kimmy was trying to be nosy?
It was. I'm a process person. Like I will tell you everything. But when you ask them, I'm like, well, why are you asking? What you want to know? You all up in what? Kool-Aid? What's up with yours?
Well, chick, I ain't gonna lie, because the streets want to know Kimmy's background too. Hell, since the inception of the show, I've often wondered, well, who is Jalen's daddy? What's the relationship with him? I think she may have said that they didn't have a good parenting or co-parenting relationship. Can't remember. Y'all can drop down in the comments and tell me. But hell, we want to know, what was your life before you met Maurice Scott? Before he got your ass on the debt, allegedly paying for his damn law school and things, moving up in your damn home, trying to rule the roost and shit like he got damn Big Papa with his broke ass. Anywho. Yeah, but what was your life like before you met him? Okay? We want to see Jalen's daddy. Y'all up in Cal damn business, got the camera all up in her face, worrying the hell out of her about damn Maurice Jr., a.k.a. Monster. Shit, I want to know the dynamic between you and that man. I know Jalen's grown and everything, but damn, could he come to the graduation? Was he at the graduation? That would have been a good camera moment. Maybe y'all could have had a sit-down production. Listen, y'all could have had a sit down with him and kind of talk about the past, make some apologies and some pleasantries about why things didn't work out or whatever, how y'all met. Y'all were young college sweethearts, high school sweethearts. Fuck. Inquiring minds want to know, Kimmy. All right, let's continue.
Did you have anyone to talk to about this?
I absolutely did. Now, I have lifelong friends outside of the show, 25, 30-year friendships. So, of course, I lean into that. I lean into my life coach and therapist. But if you want to talk about cast members, like Tisha has become one of my ride or dies. Real talk, she's been there through a lot. I mean, coming to the emergency room with my son ended up there, and her bringing food. Like, she's been there. Like, I didn't tell the girls camp on girls' night when she was, and that's real friendship right there.
Not Tisha having a drunken night with the girls.
I didn't say that. I just said on the girls' night, I held her hair, and what happened was
Tisha throwing up and you held her hair back?
I was just saying, girls' night, we had a good time, make
sure. I love that for Tisha. Tisha, get drunk at a girls' night, throw up. You deserve it, Tisha. So no.
She's gonna kill me. Oh my God, she's gonna kill me.
I think that's beautiful. Tisha, work, honey. I want mothers to know, just because you're a mom and a wife doesn't mean you can't have fun and have a nice girls' ratchet moment. Go ahead, Tisha, bitch.
So let's get into it. How was it that Destiny and Letitia Scott were able to bond? Let me tell you something about Tisha. She is crafty and as insidious as hell. She purposely, strategically went after a friendship with Destiny because she wanted to drive a wedge between you and Melody, is what she wanted to do. And so that's why she kind of slithered through the door with first making contact with you and then trying to establish a rapport, asking about, business things or wanting help with bullshit. That was just her way to get friendly with you. But her main goal was to get next to you, befriend you, okay? Still Melody's friend, still her support system and her allies on the show. I don't know if Martell put her up to it or if the trick came up with it all on her own. Now, I know a lot of times we talk about how Martell is a narcissist. Okay, now he is a malignant narcissist, but Tisha is a covert narcissist because she is a little bit more clandestine. She's a little bit more laid back in her approach. Okay, she's not in your face or as aggressive as a Martell. She does sneaky shit behind the scenes. Okay, she throws rocks and hide her hands. I've said it in a gazillion different videos. And so, yes, Destiny, my love, you were receptive to trauma bond and commiserate with Tisha because you guys were both secretly and outwardly jealous of Melody Cherie. And that's how you chicks were able to trauma bond, okay? With your envy and jealousy of that woman and how she was able to bounce back and just her being who she is. So, of course, you chicks were going to bond because you have similar traits and low character because you're both low vibrational and because you're both nasty and mean-spirited on a level. Okay, that's not to say you don't have any good qualities. I'm not going to say that, but you do have that in common.
So Tisha has become one of your confidants, one of your good friends.
She has, absolutely. And she's been consistent. So I can't, I've been doing the show, 5 years now? And yeah, so Tisha and I actually started developing a relationship after the first season. I remember the first time she called me and I was like, oh, what's this about to be about? Outside of filming. And it was just, she was asking for referrals for different things, accounts and stuff like that. She was looking for an accountant. And from there, we just continued to talk about life, fashion, parents, all that.
And don't forget to include bashing the hell out of and discussing Melody Cherie. But let's continue.
Where do things stand right now between you and Melody?
They stand where they were left a little over a year ago.
You two don't talk?
Mm-mm.
Do you miss your friendship with her?
I still have love for Melody Hope, and I really.
So here's the thing, Destiny. You know damn well why you and Melody Cherie ain't friends. But did you catch the shade when she said that she has love for Melody Holt? Okay? You know she don't go by Holt no more. I don't know. Maybe it was a Freudian slip because you're so accustomed to saying Holt. You just could have said Melody. But whatever the case may be, you know damn well that y'all ain't friends because you were straddling the damn fence, okay? And I don't know if this is a good analogy, but I'm just going to say a dog can't serve two masters. But if someone is going through a divorce, a lot of times they say you have to pick a side. Some people play Switzerland. Some people play neutral to where they don't want to. But ultimately, not picking a side is sometimes picking a side because a person can't trust you if you're still communicating with the ops. Okay, and especially as a tumultuous of a divorce and him trying to take her kids and every damn thing else. Did you really think she was going to F with you, Destiny? She can't trust you. And from what we heard, things that she would say distinctly to you would get back to Martell as if though you were saying it, whether you were doing it purposely, inadvertently, subconsciously, or whatever. Yeah, a dog can't serve two masters. Either you fuck with him or you fuck with me, period. It's just that simple. Just like in a friendship. I know I've walked away from a friendship. My thing is I can't tell grown women or who the hell to be friends with. But if I don't fuck with who you fuck with and you fuck with them heavy, then I don't fuck with you, period. It's just that simple. I ain't telling nobody what to do, but I'm going to tell you. Or I can show you better than I can tell you by just walking away or distancing myself. Because fence straddlers, no, that don't work for me. Not only were you friendly with Martell, you goddamn friendly with damn Tisha. And to me, Tisha and Martell are two sides of a coin. I've said that on numerous occasions. They just operate a little differently, but still dark-hearted and evil on a level when it comes to certain stuff. Yeah, so Tisha strategically did not want you to be Melody's friend. See, Destiny, you didn't have strong enough of a base of a friendship or a foundation with Melody, or you didn't have the love for her that you purported or proclaimed to have because you wouldn't have let Tisha get that close to you, one. And two, you would have chosen a side. You would have sided with Melody. You and Martell weren't that goddamn close. It's just that he was whispering all in your damn ear, trying to make you choose a side, and you chose the wrong side.
If I could break the fourth wall, to be honest with you, that relationship was sacrificed for a storyline for TV.
You believe that?
I absolutely do.
Honey, I'm going to wrap this thing up in just a bit, but Destiny, you are full of ish, okay? No, you sacrificed your friendship with Melody in order to side with the Scots. Some people call them the Snots. Some people call them scammers, allegedly, okay? You fell hook, line, and sinker to Martell worrying the hell out of you about Melody, wanting you to be used as a mold, the way that he uses coleslaw to weaponize just to pick at Melody. He used you to pick information to know who she was effing with, knowing her every move, and your dumb ass fell for it, silly-ish. Anyway, and you fell for Letitia's goddamn shenanigans trying to compete with Melody, be like, well, I'm going to steal your friend or whatever, as I said before. So, no, you used her as a damn storyline to goddamn turn on her, silly ass. So, let's continue and wrap this thing up. But she goes on to say that she doesn't know why her and Melody ain't friends. Can somebody tell her why? I already discussed that. And then Carlos goes on to say that the last straw was when Melody heard you and Letitia in the dressing room in LA when y'all were filming a reunion. Y'all Dizzy Bras were probably talking about the revenge P or talking about her performing fellatio on her husband. Anyway, some type of salacious shit is what she probably heard. And y'all were probably talking about her and dogging her the hell out. You know you were, with your jealous ass. Let's continue to this last part before we wrap it up.
I really, and I believe I'm speaking for a large part of the audience. I loved your relationship with Melody. I loved your friendship. I used to get a kick when she would refer to you as her baby mama. I saw this genuine friendship that was built off of, we both are strong, independent women in terms of our individual success in this world. I saw you two connect on that endeavor. I saw you two connect on the fact that, girl, we're both going through a situation with our exes that is really making us deal with a lot, right? And I just saw you two connect as girls.
So yeah, I'm not in the business of faking it. If it's not there, it's not there. So if it was, I know I said last season, absolutely not. And in my heart of hearts, I kind of still feel that way. But again, life throws different things at you. So I would say, never say never, but where I sit right now, I feel like, I'm moving forward with, my life, and I want to move forward with my friends and my family and people that I love and that support me. And she likes doing things alone. And I think that she'll be successful, get to the top alone. And I want to bring my friends and family with me.
Why do you feel that Melody did not want you in her life anymore?
I don't want to sit in her not wanting me in her life. It's just, the way you move, I just move different. I want to bring my family, my friends, my loved ones with me. We just move different.
Do you still keep in contact with Martell?
I do. Everybody on the cast.
Ooh, Carlos. What a tangle web we weave once we practice to deceive. Now, I know you may have good intentions, maybe wanting Melody and Destiny to reconcile, but honey, it is too much water under that bridge, as I said before. She fuck with the ops and she fucks with them heavy. So Melody ain't effing with her just off the strength of that. And all of the slick-ish that Destiny has said and done. She done been all up in Sheree face, okay? And she so much as said that ain't no way that Martell was tapping her phone. And even on the reunion show, she was trying to slick talk about, I believe, that Revenge P tape. Talking about somebody know your damn truths, okay? No, hell no. Destiny's male-identified as fuck. She's very male-identified. She wasn't raised with her mama, I don't believe. So, yeah, she don't side with women. She ain't her sister's keeper. I know you're looking for a storyline for these upcoming seasons, Carlos, but I don't think you should lean into this one. Because in a minute, you're going to ask her to come back on the show, or is she open to come back on the show? And that ain't going to do nothing but have more people going against Melody Sheree and that negative-ass energy. Have they not piled up on her enough? I mean, I know she has Kiki as an ally, and she got the Fletchers as an ally, but please don't bring Destiny back with her evil ass. Honey, Destiny will never like Melody Sheree because she wants to be a star of Melody's show, and that ain't going to happen. Go get your own show with the mother chicks you running with down in the A, okay? But did y'all catch how Destiny says she's one of the only female friends that Martell hadn't slept with? Now, that I believe. I believe that wholeheartedly. Ooh, he's a whore. And Destiny, for you to say that you want everybody to win and you want everyone to shine, so to speak, so are you insinuating that Melody Sheree didn't want you to shine? Y'all were trying to kick her off her own damn show. Damn thieves and ingrates.